Snog the islander you find most attractive.
Have a 30-second snog with the islander you could talk to all day.
Over the crowd.
What the fuck?
They say be careful. It's better the devil you know than the angel you don't. When Malaysia was sent home, people were celebrating, saying Tony has stayed, and Yasmin is about to run this house. He is about to run these people ragged. They're going to have to vote her out, and I don't think they'll be able to vote her out because she's such a big personality. The viewers will be up in arms. So I can't wait to see her humble everyone. The challenge was just chef's kiss. The fact that she's not intimidated. Part of her, I think, is revenging Malaysia, and part of her is just her being her. They should have believed her when she walked in and she was talking smack, but they didn't. They wanted to sort of focus on Malaysia because they thought Malaysia was more of the what word do I want to use? That she was the threat. But now the threat has risen and they are regretting sending Malaysia home because now she's about to run this. And I hope they keep it to the end. Anyway, hey there, thanks for stopping by. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Island UK, Season 12, Episode 10. I really am gutted that Malaysia didn't get chosen. I'm also happy that Tony is back. Personally, if I had my way as a viewer, I would rather we sent home Emily or Helena. They are contributing nothing, including Meg and Tony could have gone home because they're not bringing anything entertainment-wise. So they could have gone home and we could have kept Malaysia and Tony because I feel like they were fiery characters and they brought a lot more to the villa than the other people that are left. Anyway, you have the islanders just hanging around. The girls are plotting, Meg, Megan, and Helena, that when Harrison comes, we're going to say he's very good looking, this, that, and the other. We're going to flirt with him to try and make our guys jealous. And it's like, that might work on Tony, that might work on Dejon, but it won't work on Harry because Harry is a menace. Harry is a menace in the villa. He's after every girl. That's a challenge to him. So coming up with such a plan doesn't make sense. You have the guys having a conversation. Tommy is speaking to Harry and Dejon, and they are saying if Harrison moves mad, that's great because it will give us a chance to also move mad. And it's like putting Dejon and Harry next to one another is never a good thing. Never a good thing, especially if you put Shay in there because they always come up with nonsense. And the sad bit is everyone will always suspect Harry because Harry is a menace. But the other two, Dejon and Shay, are very quiet that no one would suspect that this is what they get up to. So I really hope they, carry through. Tony comes back with Harrison. I'm sad. I really am sad that they sent Malaysia home. Everyone is ecstatic. I think the girls were intimidated by Malaysia's beauty. Let's be for real. People like Megan were intimidated. And so they were happy that Tony came back because Tony wasn't a threat, one, to their airtime, and two, to their guys because they knew the guys really fancied Malaysia. You had Harrison sit down with the guys and you were saying, it seems everyone is happy that I made the right decision. And it's like, you were caught between a rock and a hard place. Both girls were amazing, in my opinion. They were amazing, and they would have made great TV. So it's sad that he chose who he chose, but then he said he wants a tanned person, someone with brunette hair and green eyes. So hey, to each their own. Tony is already married to Harrison. She is already married to Harrison. The way she speaks about Harrison, the excitement, the giddiness within her, she's already married to Harrison. So she went across and picked him up from the guys and then brought him to the girls. And he said, his top were Tony, Meg, and Shakira. And you could see Ben was already starting to shake. Also, you had Tommy sort of starting to side eye. And it's like, Tommy needs to shut up. He needs to shut up. We're not here for his nonsense. He's not bringing anything to the table. He needs to sit down. Tommy is giving the sweet man from last season, Sean. He's giving Sean vibes. And I think with time, he's going to move like a menace, like Sean. If they send Meg home, he's going to be a menace, like like Sean was last season. The islanders then get ready for the night, and apparently there are not enough beds upstairs. So you had Tony and Harrison go downstairs to sleep, and it's like she's having an amazing time, Tony, because she squeezed herself into that single bed, and it looks like one of those fold-up beds. I was like, oh my god, hopefully this bed doesn't sort of fold up overnight. But it was really cute to see couples. Everyone is now in a romantic couple. There's no friendship couples at the moment. Anything can change. So in the morning, the islanders wake up. You have Tommy telling the girls that, you know, she and Harrison shared a bed. It was cute to do a couple of kisses on the forehead. And I hope they don't move fast, because Harrison, I think, has the opportunity to find his person, because most of the girls, as much as they're locked off, they're better off with Harrison than some of the people they're in couples with. Ben feels intimidated because Harrison said Shakira was on his list. So he's in the kitchen, he's speaking to Meg and I think it was Tommy, and he's saying, you know, Harrison looks like a great guy, but as long as he stays away from, you know, Shakira. And it's like, you are in the villa, you're not in your house. You're not in your house. This guy is entitled to speak to whoever he wants to speak to. If you don't have Riz, that's your own problem. That's not his problem. That's a you problem. You then have Harrison having a conversation with Tony. They seem to get along very well. They did a bit of role play where she was being, you know, a waitress and he was the guest. And it was really cute that it was just a nice, lovely, simple conversation where two people were just enjoying each other's company. And so it was cute to see Tony relaxed and not too antsy and sort of working hard to win someone's attention. I loved that. You have the guys Dejon, Rommel, and Ben sitting down having a conversation, and then out of the corner of their eyes, they sort of catch Shakira going for a chat to the fire pit with Harrison. Ben is intimidated. Shakira, this is the best conversation I've seen her have with anyone in the villa. That's just my opinion. She really seemed calm. I think at first she wanted to be hands off as her friend's guy because he came in with Tony and she knows how much Tony really likes him. But I think after chatting to him for a bit, she realized that she actually liked him and she enjoyed his company. Ben was on the clock. He kept saying, oh, that's a very long conversation. That's a very long. And it's like, so what do you want them to do? Hi, how are you? And that's it. No, if you are sure about who you are and how you're projecting yourself to your girl, sit back, watch, and see what happens. You don't need to be intimidated unless you know that you don't have as much game as somebody else. Then that's a you problem. That's not a him problem. You then have the trio. This trio is a nuisance. This trio is a menace. You have Tony, Yasmin, and Dejon. They bring in the threesome conversation. I think as soon as Yasmin heard about that, she set her sight on Dejon and was afraid to go after Dejon because of how Megan was behaving towards Malaysia. But had Megan be someone who was very subtle and not as sort of in your face, Yasmin would have gone for it. And I still have a feeling she's going to go for it because the SEX talk that they had was a bit too much. It was a bit too much. They asked Dejon whether he'd be open to sort of having a threesome with them. Again, there was a conversation about Tony's sex life. They had the pinky swear. And it's like, Dejon is crazy. And then he was asked, what turns you on? And it's like, why are you asking this man all these questions if you're not in a couple with him, if you don't feel him romantically? On her part, you had Megan busy venting to everyone in their beds. What are they talking about? Why are they pinky swearing? Why are they doing this? And it's like, they are in the villa. They're getting to know other people. Allow them to have chats. If he's your person, he will stay with you. If he's not, hey, it is what it is. And I have a feeling someone is going to avenge Malaysia and steal this man from Megan, even if it's just for one recoupling. You have Shakira sitting with Ben, Rommel, and Connor. And Ben is unhappy because he asks her, how was your conversation with Harrison? She says, my conversation with Harrison was great. He's a great guy. Oh, this won't burn up. This won't burn up. Because he was upset that, why are you saying he's a good boy? Was it something romantic or whatever? She said, no, that was a great conversation. That's one of the best conversations I've had in the villa. And so for him to be that agitated and then start getting wound up, I didn't get it. Poor Rommel and Connor were just sitting there. They wished the ground would swallow them because they didn't know what to do. They couldn't process it. You could see Connor, I think, hates confrontation. And so to be a party to this was uncomfortable for him. Where Harrison was on his own little island, he's moving around from girl to girl to girl, having conversations. He pulled Meg for a chat, and I think Meg immediately shut him down and told him, "No, I'm in my couple, I'm happy." And I think she's doing this because she wants security. She knows Tommy will keep her in the villa. Hopefully, she and Tommy are the next couple dumped. Because, in my opinion, I feel like someone is about to be dumped because they need all the couples to be in the bed. So I have a feeling that they're going to dump someone so that Tommy and Harrison can come up from, from upstairs. You then have Harrison, because that conversation with Meg didn't last long, he went and pulled Megan for a chat. Megan is enjoying this because she wants to make her guy sweat, because at the end of the day, he made her sweat when he was having chats with Militia. So she enjoyed the chat. This is the most relaxed I've seen her. And she hasn't been dismissive in the sense that she hasn't sort of said to him, I'm shut off. Although some of her conversation was, come on you. And it's like, why are we treating him like he's a little kid? Either you want to have a conversation or you don't. You then have Ben and Shakira go to the fire pit for a conversation. He is about to lose her, and I hope he does. I hope he does. Even if Harrison doesn't steal her, I hope somebody else comes in the villa and steals her. Because Shakira deserves better than Ben. Ben's age is showing. He's very immature. He's very territorial. He can be patronizing at times. For him to be upset that, why did you have a conversation with him? Why are you saying it was a great chat? Why this, that, and that? And she's saying, this is the longest conversation I've had with you. And it's an argument. So what's the point? I'm happy that she sets boundaries. One thing about Shakira is she's going to set her boundaries and she's going to keep it stepping. So she walked off, left him there, and it's like, he deserves that. He deserves that. He has no right to speak to her any type of way. Yes, I feel sorry for Tony that Shakira might end up stealing Harrison, but it is what it is. So you have Shakira venting to the girls because at the end of the day, she was speaking to Harrison and she doesn't feel, Ben's reaction is justified. So she's venting to Meg and Helena while Ben is venting to the boys. He feels like Shakira doesn't have any boundaries. He feels like she's not being honest with him. And it's like, buddy, what have you done to deserve all that? Let us know. What have you done or said to deserve that? Because it seems this is the longest conversation you've had. So what have you been doing all this time? And after all, Shakira is right to say he's not my boyfriend. We're not closed off. So I can't speak to whoever I want to speak to. And she gets the impression that he's getting a kick from getting her upset. So the more upset she is, the happier he is. It gives him a rise. And this is the problem. Their gut instinct on day one was right to say we're not good for one another, and they should have kept it at that. Sadly, Shakira coupled up with Harry and then needed someone to keep her in the villa, and she found herself with Ben. I hope they send in someone for Shakira because Shakira is stunning. She's a nice girl. She doesn't deserve the aggro. If all things fail, she can always go with Harrison. She seemed to have a great time with Harrison, and I would love them as a couple. I think they would actually be amazing. So I can't wait to see what happens with that mess. You have Harry on the daybeds having a conversation with Tommy. I don't know why Tommy's still in the villa. He needs to go home. When Tony and Yasmin come up, they start flirting, and then Harry asks Yasmin for a chat. They go for a chat, and he is the one who suggested let's go to the terrace. So they go to the terrace, and Helena is now in her feelings. She's saying, Yasmin is the reason why they've gone to the terrace. She's the one, and it's like, buddy, you were not in the conversation. How do you know? I hate when girls make excuses for their guys and blame it on somebody else instead of her waiting to see Harry and ask Harry what happened. And for her to say she's not intimidated by Yasmin, no. Yasmin is going to make you all cry in this fella because Yasmin is going to steal your guys while you're sitting there. And besides that, Yasmin doesn't need to do anything. Harry is waiting to be stolen. He's waiting for someone to give him the green light. And off he goes. He's only with you because he's got no other option. And the sooner you realize that and start grafting other people, the better. So while they're in the terrace, they're busy flirting up a storm, eye contact. And it's like, this is what Harry wants. This is what Harry wants. If he cannot have Shakira, then he would rather go for Shakira 2.0, and Shakira 2.0 is Yasmin, and so she can give as good as she gets. While they're having this conversation, you have Romel sort of go to the day beds, and he finds out that Harry and Yasmin are on the terrace, and the way he sprinted across the villa to run and make sure that Shay knew. Shay said he wasn't going to ask her. He wasn't really bothered. He would just sit there and wait to hear what happened. He seems very peaceful and calm. Shay is what Ben wishes he could be. That's my opinion. Ben tries to behave like, he's all dignified, he's all zen and whatever, but he's not. Anyway, the conversation ends and then they come downstairs. You have Dijon and Meg having a conversation. She is asking about the threesome comment. What was going on there? Why were the two of you having that conversation? Last time you had that conversation, you knew I was upset. So why would you feel it necessary to repeat the same conversation? And it's like, buddy, what do you want him to do? What exactly do you want him to do? He is looking for a connection. If you're his person, he's going to stay with you. If you're not, you need to kick rocks and look for somebody else. So she then decides to corner them, and it's like you're cornering the wrong people. You're cornering some of the most feisty people in the villa. I would have loved a trio of Militia, Tony, and what's her name, Yasmin, to be in the villa, because they would have run that villa amok. They would have run that villa amok. Anyway, so you have Dijon in the kitchen. He is just giving the girls a heads up to say that we're about to be pulled for a chat because Tony's not happy about the fact that we're having the threesome comment, and it's like, nah, it's not that big a deal. So Megan pulls, Tony, Yasmin, and Dejon for a chat on the sun deck, and she lets them know that it's unacceptable for them. First of all, she asked, "How did this conversation start?" The girl said, "We were sitting alone, and then he came to us." She's not happy about this. She complains bitterly. "You're disrespecting me. I deserve better. Last time I told you people I didn't like this, so why would you feel the need to continue this conversation?" So they said, Dejon is the one who initiated the conversation. Dejon had said that the girls had initiated the conversation. So you have Megan saying she's not happy for the three of them to be sitting together because all they talk about is threesomes. And they're saying it's just banter. It's just banter. And so she then says, "No, I don't want you all sitting together." And it's like, even if two of them sit together, they can still have that banter. So it's not a matter of whatever. What are you going to do? Are you going to tell the producers that I don't want my guy speaking to anyone? Make it make sense. You can go and flirt with the other guys if you want. This is the purpose of people being in the villa. So the audacity or the idea that you're so intimidated you don't want him speaking to people doesn't make sense to me. You have Tommy. Tommy's time. Tommy needs to go home. It is time for him to have the audacity to report the guys to Meg. Doesn't make sense. Why was he reporting the guys to Meg? What did he expect to achieve from that? Because he reports to Meg that the guys were saying, Dijon and Harry were saying, if Harrison moves mad, it will give us a chance. That has nothing to do with you. I love that she said to him, maybe they're just saying it so that they don't appear as though they're intimidated. Maybe they're intimidated and they don't want to show it. It's like, are you a spy? What happened to being a guy's guy? I don't get it. You then have Helena and Meg go and console Megan because Megan is upset. She stormed off. She's complaining that why is Dijon not following me? He's in a couple with me. He should be coming to pacify me. Instead, he's sitting with the girls and chatting. The girls are chatting with Dijon when they've been left. The three of them don't know what to do because they're saying, "So what does she want us to do then? Does she not want us to speak?" And it's like, well, don't worry. One day they're going to grab each other's legs and go to the hideaway. They should actually get what she's asking for because you can't stop people from doing what they want. You can't stop people from talking. If I were them, if I were in Megan's shoes, I would ignore them and see what they do. I wouldn't ask them. I wouldn't say anything. I would just keep watching. If they are moving mad, then I'll just move on to my next conquest because at the end of the day, I'm not going to have my time wasted. So you have the boys working out, and Dijon is complaining that he doesn't know what he's done wrong. At the end of the day, he and Meg are still open to getting to know people, so he doesn't know why she's kicking off. We all don't know. It's a pity. We all don't know why she's kicking off. We all wish we understood why she's kicking off because it's not justified. You are talking to these girls, you're flirting. This is what Love Island is. It's not like you went there and you took them to the terrace and you're busy fumbling about. So I don't get why she's so upset. I really wish she would settle down and just calm down. You have Meg take the girls, Megan and Helena, up to the terrace. I knew it was only a matter of time because this is the villa. And then she reveals the secret that Tommy told her. This is what Tommy wanted. I wish we could send Tommy home today, not tomorrow, today. So she lets them know that, the boys, this is what they're saying. They're saying if Harrison starts pulling you for chats, they're going to move mad. So just be mindful of that. And then Meg has the audacity to say, well, I'm pulling away from him. At the end of the day, he can't have me, and no more hugs in bed, no more kisses, nothing. I want to pull away. He will have to work hard to earn me. And it's like, well, that's up to you. That's up for discussion because Yasmin is looking for her person. So if you are waiting to be, how would you might be waiting for a very long time. So while the islanders are just hanging around, Tony receives a text message that goes, Islanders, it's time to bring your Americana A game and preppy style to tonight's pre-loved party. Hashtag varsity vibes, hashtag eBay. And it's like, oh, this is about to be messy. Because I'm surprised. I was expecting a bombshell. I didn't expect for the drama because normally on Love Island, if there is a party, then you know that drama is about to start. So while the guys and girls are getting ready, you have Megan go to Dejon. We need to talk later because I'm not happy. I really am not happy. And he's questioning, what have I done now? Because he was already in the doghouse for the threesome comment. So he doesn't understand why he's in the doghouse again. He lets the guys know that, he's in the doghouse. He has no idea why he's in the doghouse. And everybody's just waiting to hear what this is all about. The islanders come out in their pre-loved clothes. They have a little dance party for a bit before they played ping ball. What's that game? I've forgotten the name of the game. Anyway, you get a ball, you sort of tap it on the table, and hopefully it pops into a cup. If it pops into a cup, you read the day at the bottom of the cup. And so, first up, they started with the American. They started with Tony. Do a slow kiss trail from an islander's lips to their stomach. She chose Harrison. She was going to choose Harrison because there's no romantic spark with anyone. And she's trying to make an impression on him, in my opinion, because otherwise one of the girls will steal him. Next up was Dejon. Other than your partner, snog the islander you find most attractive. He kissed Yasmin. This didn't sit well with Megan because already there's been this threesome talk. So the idea that he went and he kissed someone that she told him he wasn't happy, she wasn't happy for him to be talking to, didn't sit well with her. And it's like, girl, it is what it is. Connors was snog the two islanders that would make up your dream threesome. And everyone was laughing because they said, oh, it should have been Dejon. It should have been Dejon who got this question. He chose Emily and Megan. The kiss didn't last long, but hey, at least they tried. Megan was perform your best sex position with the islander you think would be the best in bed. She chose Harrison. Am I surprised? No. No. She's trying to make a statement. She's trying to do exactly the same thing that she's upset with Dejon for doing, which is trying to get a rise out of her by being naughty. Next up was Yasmin. Yasmin chose to kiss Dejon. She said because when she kissed him, she noticed he had nice lips. Shay's was shake the hand of the islander who's playing the biggest game. He shook Yasmin, he said, because he believes that she only sort of spoke to him or only considered coupling up with him just to stay in the villa. And it's like, well, it is what it is, buddy. What do? You have to keep it stepping. Harry was tap the head of the couple you think are least compatible. He tapped Shay and Yasmin, yes, because of he's had a conversation with Yasmin, so he knows that she is open to exploring connections. So it would make sense that he would tap her head. Dijon was high five the islander you wouldn't miss if they left the villa. I think it made sense. Harrison felt some type of way, but it made sense because at the end of the day, he's been in the villa with most of these people since day one. So he knows them on a personal level. So Harrison is the only person that he doesn't know that well because he's just come in. So that was his reason. Harrison felt it was because Dijon was intimidated by the fact that Meg appears open to getting to know him. Megan's was name who you think is a mismatched couple and who you think they should be with instead. She chose Shay and Yasmin because she said, Yasmin has been going on about the threesome conversation and also the fact that she's knocked Dejon in the game. It's like, hey, it is what it is. Helena kissed the feet of the islander, most likely to run away from commitment. She went and she kissed Dejon. I think she was looking for brownie points. I think she was looking for brownie points from Meg. This is why she did this, sort of from Megan. Meg. From Megan because she's friends with Megan, so she's trying to make it seem like she's a girl's girl and she's sticking up for her girl. That's the impression that I get. And then Yasmin, the princess, hers was have a 30-second snog with the islander you could talk to all day. She chose to kiss Harry. People were taken aback. They were shocked. Their jaws were on the floor because Harry was standing right next to Dijon. Harry enjoyed himself because of the way he was holding her. The other girls were dumbfounded. They couldn't understand what the hell is going on here. And it's like, she's right to do whatever she wants. And she said she did that because at the end of the day, this is a game and most people tend to play it safe. And she did not want to play it safe. So this is why she's chosen the person she's chosen. I loved it. I loved that she stood her ground. I loved that she was outspoken and was able to back herself. So I can't wait to see the fallout tonight. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting just because the girls tried to gang up on Militia. I don't think they can do the same on Yasmin. Yasmin will be able to stand up for herself. And it seems they are afraid of her. This is why they sort of keep back. So, hey, it is what it is. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 9. Bye everyone.